Well, hello there, my beautiful friends. Today, we are going to be doing our weekly dose of window shopping. We are going to be taking a look at things that have been announced in the makeup industry and deciding whether or not we want to spend our hard-earned coin on them. So if you are interested in seeing what is new in the makeup world, then go ahead and keep on watching and let's jump right on in. So why don't we go ahead and kick this bad boy off here with something that I have been anticipating since like March or April. It's been a very, very long time since they first sneak previewed this particular launch, and this is from Devinah Cosmetics, of course. We're talking the Vintage Rose palette, which is available as of right now. Now, I personally had been anticipating this for so many months, from literally when they just sneak previewed the actual outside packaging, because that packaging is beautiful, and I had put my trust in Devinah Cosmetics. I had a feeling that they were going to do us right with this palette. I had a feeling that they wouldn't do us dirty with it and that it would be a beautiful rose themed palette, and it is exactly that, folks. The Vintage Rose palette retails for $36 and you get 8 different shades, which might not sound like a lot for the $36 price point, but these shades are pretty darn big. They're like that big. If I were to compare them to anything, I would compare them to little silver dollar pancakes. They are pretty gosh darn big for eyeshadow pans. But these colors are all representative of rose tones, and also we have some rose stem tones as well. Now, I personally fell in love with this palette when I first saw them preview a beautiful blush pink matte and a gorgeous super foiled looking rose gold. I was sold on those two shades. Like, they could come out with a duo of those two shades and I would be sold. So I knew this palette was going to be beautiful. Now, I have to admit, I don't think I'm going to use the greens in this palette that often, but if I need some beautiful greens, I have them available on hand. And I'm not opposed to using greens, I just don't use them that often. But I do use rose toned eyeshadows all of the frickin' time. I'm wearing it right now on my eyeballs. Honestly, Devinah Cosmetics has one of the best matte formulas that are basically out there, that are on the market. They are so incredibly pigmented and blendable, and you literally get one swipe pigmentation with these mattes, especially when it comes to brighter colors and pastels, which can be very, very hard to do and to formulate correctly. All of their mattes are consistent, from at least the ones that I've tried, and I've tried quite a few, but they seem to have just their formula down spot on. And those gorgeous rose-toned mattes that are in this palette, I knew I had to pick it up. I knew from the moment that I saw the first two shades I had to pick it up, so I did. All of that to say that I went ahead and purchased this. Now, they did also come out with some Vintage Rose liquid lipsticks, and you can pick up the entire palette and the bundle with the liquid lipsticks for $92, or you can pick them up individually for, I believe it's $13.50, which is not bad by any means. But honestly, you know me, I'm not super into lip products, believe it or not, even though I wear pounds and pounds of lip gloss whenever I do my makeup. But I'm not really into buying lip gloss that often, so, or just lip products in general, I suppose. So that doesn't really appeal to me too much, but the palette is beautiful. It appealed to me and I had to purchase it. You already know this was coming. I've only been talking about it since like March. Speaking of beautiful rose toned palettes, we have a palette that really caught me by surprise because I wasn't expecting this to be a thing and to come out, because Love Likes Beauty has been dropping products left and right, and they just came out with a new palette, the Foiled Rose palette. Now, this palette is available now. It retails for $35 and you get 9 different shades in this palette, although the pans are a little bit smaller, but you do get that extra shade choice, so it's kind of apples to oranges on which one you would prefer. Now, Love Likes Beauty describes this palette as containing intensely foiled golds with rose mattes. So even though the Vintage Rose palette from Give Me Glow and the Love Likes Beauty Foiled Rose palettes are very, very similar in concept, the actual execution, I suppose, of these palettes are very, very different. As you can see, we have some beautiful golds and almost fall-toned coppers in this palette as far as the foiled shades go, and then they just paired those up with some really beautiful looking matte rose-toned shades. Obviously in this palette we don't get the greens either, but you do get some more kind of golden fall-toned shades, if you will, which is perfect for this time of year because it's already fall, believe it or not. I know, I'm surprised too. This palette dropped at the exact freaking same time that the Give Me Glow palette dropped last Friday on August 30th. This dropped at 10 a.m. the same time as Give Me Glow's palette, and I was just like, Love Likes Beauty, are you doing a thing here? Are you trying to compete? There's enough love in the industry for both of you guys. You guys both do amazing products. You don't have to drop at the same exact time. So because both of these palettes are somewhat similar, even though the actual color stories are pretty different, The concepts are very similar, and I knew that I had some shades from this palette already in my collection, so I kind of had to choose if I wanted the Love Luxe Beauty palette more or if I wanted the Give Me Glow Cosmetics palette more. So I went ahead and picked up the Give Me Glow Cosmetics palette just because, you know, like I said, the instant that I saw those first two shades we dropped, I was mesmerized and I knew I needed it. And when I saw the Love Luxe Beauty palette, I thought, that is absolutely gorgeous. Of course I need it. And then I thought about it and I thought, you know, I do have some tones that are very similar to this one, especially when it comes to those foiled golds and the foiled kind of coppery shades. I have some stuff like that, and I feel like I might get more use out of the Give Me Glow palette. With that being said, you know that if I had all the money in the world, I would have both of these, but because a girl's been trying to save her bank account a little bit and save up some money, I had to choose, so I chose Give Me Glow. I'm sorry, Love Luxe Beauty, I feel like I'm just admitting to betrayal here because I love you guys so much, but I know that you guys are coming out with some new products. I've seen the previews of that beautiful berry, shimmery, sparkly looking shade on your Instagram, so you had me sold when it comes to that. So as much as I love Love Luxe Beauty, you guys know I do, I freaking adore them. I had to step away from this one and just say no, back up, don't spend your money on both of these palettes because you don't even need one of them, nonetheless both of them. So while we're on the topic of indie brands that I personally love that are dropping collections left and right and trying to drain every last cent out of my bank account, this is something new from Beauty Bar Baby. Now I believe that this is their third collection that they've released of their multi-chromatic eyeshadow flakes. Now these are available now, and each one of these little pots of multi-chromatic flaky eyeshadow goodness retails for $12.95. So these are basically described as pastel multi-chromatic eyeshadow flakes, and there are 6 different colors to choose from out of this specific collection, although I do believe that they have probably around 30 shades to choose from now. Like I said, this is their third collection. So if you are new to the multi-chromatic eyeshadow flake trend that we've been seeing pop up all over the indie industry right now, that is a tongue twister, but if you're not aware of what those are, they're basically loose eyeshadow flakes that are multi-chromatic and they can come in all different shades. Basically, you want to apply them over top of a glitter glue, and they're very, very lightweight. They're not like a traditional glitter where they're pretty heavy to the touch, and if you were to take your little pot of glitter and dump it upside down, obviously everything would come falling straight down because that's the laws of gravity. Science. I feel like with this type of product, if you were to take a little pot of the multi-chrome eyeshadow flakes and dip it upside down, these would gently sway side to side like little feathers until they hit the ground. These are very, very, very lightweight. I cannot stress that enough. If you talk too heavy or breathe too heavy next to a little pot of these, they will go flying. I've done it. So because of the lightweight kind of airiness of this type of product, and because they're not, you know, round particles of glitter, they are like little pieces of fish food, if you will, fish flakes. That is not the correct descriptive way of describing eyeshadow and makeup, but you get what I'm saying. They're in that type of shape. They feel very, very lightweight on the eyes, but you do need a glitter glue when using these. Now, the upside of having this type of product is that you are able to get such an intense, sparkly, shimmery, multi-chromatic look, and we've seen a lot of brands come out with these lately, but Beauty Bar Baby has really been releasing a lot of really beautiful colors. Now, in both of the previous collections that they have come out with as far as these eyeshadow flakes go, there has been definitely some standout shades, some shades that I really considered picking up that I just had to kind of tell myself, you don't need it, you have some of these already, you're not going to use it that often because, let's be honest, they're kind of difficult to use, but when you do use them, they are gorgeous and give a very eye-catching effect. But there was a specific shade from this collection that I could not turn down, and that is Cotton Candy Clouds. I saw this shade and I was just mesmerized. She uploaded a video to her Instagram of her basically showing these off in the sunlight. I was just hypnotized. I was in a trance looking at this color. It just had so many beautiful, different multi-dimensional pink toned shades running throughout it. It has a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, a lot of bit of green and yellow, and then it has that beautiful cotton candy bubblegummy pink base. This color just reminded me of candy and of fairies and just all sorts of things that I love. So although I knew I didn't need it because, like I said, I don't use this type of product that often, I knew that I had to purchase this just solely based on that Instagram video and the actual colors that are in this product. It was too beautiful to pass up. And I could not pass up this week's Paris Stay Away without mentioning a specific YouTuber's collab that has been announced. And this YouTuber I absolutely love and adore. She is my YouTube idol. I absolutely love her, and I think everybody absolutely loves her. And this is the Devinah Cosmetics collab with Miss Angelica Nyquist. Oh my god, we have been waiting for this collab for so freaking long. And no, it wasn't announced. I think we all knew deep down that one of these days we were going to hear of a collab with some indie brand with Angelica Nyquist. And what better indie brand to collab with Angie than Devinah? She loves Devinah so much. I think a lot of us know of Devinah because of Angie. Now, Angie and Devinah just came out with their Moonwell collections. This is a collection of different shadows that have all been handpicked by Angie, and this guy retails for $48 with her code Angelica20, which of course is an affiliate link. Obviously, this collection was picked by Angie, so we have a lot of bright colors, we have some beautiful berries, and we have some gorgeous olive greens as well. We have a nice variation of tones that all kind of suit each other and can be used, you know, in conjunction with each other to make a really colorful look, or you can kind of pick and choose to make something that's a bit more subtle as well. So I do appreciate that on her end, because she could have just done something all neon and bright and colorful, but she was thoughtful in her color choices here. You can do super colorful glam, or you can do it very soft and subtle, which I appreciate. Now, one thing that really stood out to me is that the shades Xana and Delirium are now sold in little eyeshadow pans, but previously they were only sold as highlighters. So if you were like me and had been eyeballing those highlights because Angie talked about them on her channel and you wanted to purchase them, but you just weren't sure if you wanted the entire large pan of highlight and to spend that much money, you can get those guys for cheaper in a smaller little eyeshadow pan now. And I always appreciate when people do that, because not everybody wants a big pan of highlight. Sometimes we just want a little pan of highlight to just kind of test out, or to just use as an inner corner highlight or a brow bone highlight, something along the nature of that. So hats off to Angie for doing that. I would like to see more brands do that more often, please. I don't always need a giant hockey puck of highlighter. Sometimes, not always. Now, the really awesome thing about this collection is that if you happen to see a few shades here that you're really vibing with, that you really like, and then there are some that you're not really into and that you don't really think you'd use, you can pick these up individually. So you don't have to just get the palette in its whole entirety and spend that much money on some shades that you know you're not going to really touch. You can pick up specific shades from this palette individually, which I always love, so I commend them for doing that as well, because personally I don't really think I would use a lot of the greens at the bottom there, but I know for a fact that I would use those gorgeous berry tones on the top. So I'm most definitely going to be picking up at least one of the highlighters that she shrunk down to eyeshadow pan size, and also the beautiful berry row on top, because I have just been living, breathing, and dying for berry toned eyeshadows lately. Not to be dramatic or anything. So a huge congratulations to Angelica Nyquist for her collab with Devinah. We all knew it was coming, and it's so amazing that it's finally here. Angie is absolutely amazing and beautiful and fantastic, and she deserves this collab so incredibly much. I don't think anyone else deserves the collab more than Angie did. But with that being said, that is all of the releases that I have to share with you guys for this week. But as we always do, strike up a conversation down below. Let me know what you're going to be picking up, what you're going to be skipping over. If there was anything that I didn't mention that you want me to know about, let me know in the comments below. But if you enjoy window shopping here with me every Monday in Paris Stay Away, and for some reason you're not already subscribed and you would like to be, then what are you doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below to stay in the loop with all the new makeup releases here on this channel. And if you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, if you found it entertaining, then go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up as well. It helps out microscopic, minuscule YouTubers such as myself, so if you choose to do so, then I greatly appreciate you. But with that being said, I hope you are having an absolutely amazing and beautiful and bright and sunny day wherever you are, and thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope to see you next time. Bye!